how long has it been? It's been a fair old while since we've produced the YouTube videos. Now there is reasons for that, and I'm sure we'll go into it at the end of the video, but it's Monday morning. It is just me and Jack on site this morning. Now, one of the reasons that we haven't been producing a video is obviously because we have been extremely busy. I think next year I'm going to try and plan someone to come in maybe and film the renovations, but we're looking really good. This is one of the pitches that we've renovated that we now look after under one of the contracts. Let's flip the camera and show you it. So since April we've been pouring our blood, sweat and tears into pitches, and this is one of them. That pitcher's had the whole hog, 120 tonnes of top dress, seeding, weed control, fertiliser, the whole lot. Anyway, it's just me and Jack today. We've got a fair amount of acres to get sorted. Just arrived at site, we're going to get the kit off and get cracking. How are we, chap?
Alright, you?
We'll see what this week brings us, but yeah, it's our tractor week, so still getting a load of growth. Probably still be very busy. Not one of our sites has died off yet or scorched or anything like that. They're all still growing, so we'll get the fast track mowing, we'll get the large acreage bits done, then we can concentrate on the stadium. Let's get with it. So whilst Jack's starting with all of the smaller areas, I'm on with the field, and you can see the crazy growth that we've had within the last 10 days. Now I decided to cut this in two directions at opposing angles just to try and give it a nice even cut and keep it down for the next time that we cut it. Right, so we've cross-cut the main training area, which is around 15 acres, with the fast track. That means we've cut it twice, one in that direction, one in that direction. Jack is currently on the right. He's already been on the hustler. He's doing all of the other little bits, like the amenity grass around the site. Still got strimming to do, still got weed control, and we've still got to mow the stadium pitch. Now normally I mow it with the Toro, but like one every 3 cuts. I'll mow it with the hustler just to get any thicker grass stems or weed heads or anything like that. This has been sprayed with Praxi, so there's not a lot of that at the moment, which is fantastic. However, we'll just keep it in the routine and make sure it keeps happening. Let's get mowing. So with my co-pilot Maggie looking out for any divots that need repairing, we get cutting with the hustler. The hustler can cut it a lot quicker than the Toro, however it doesn't leave as good as a finish in my opinion. But anyway, now that's done, I can start working on all of the areas outside of the stadium, around any of the stands and stuff like that. Now the day is still young and the temps are still low, so we're going to chuck some water on it as the ground is looking pretty dry and we need it to bounce back. Right, we're all sorted here. It's looking good. I just need to lock up and head off to the next one. Let's get on the road and see you there. So as soon as I get there, I start doing all of the boundaries and any obstacles such as the cricket square, which means we can then get on with putting down some straight lines. This is one of those sites where I can really stretch the legs and bring that MPH up, and it's all coming together. Right, we're all sorted, we've done it in good time. Jack's finished all of the hustler work. I think he's on the right now, and we just got the strim and the line marking to do after that. So, need to have a quick check of the car park to see if there's any hedge work. But yeah, we've got on with it quite well today. After this, we're probably going to be heading back to the unit. And I've got lots of initial markouts to do this evening, so we'll see where it takes us and see what time I finish tonight. Still Monday, it's just clicked just past 10. I'm at a site. We've done 4 initial markouts here. I'm just on the last 9v9 inlay on an 11v11. The site before this had 4 pitches as well. Jack finished at around 4 PM. I went home, grabbed a quick coffee and came straight out. Got on site at about 5. So it's not too bad going considering we have just about finished 10 pitches. But anyway, I'm going to finish up here and I've got to pick Ash up at around 4:30, 5 in the morning. So yeah, because he's had the day off, we had the van today, so I need to pick him up because he's not got a vehicle to get in. Happy days! Anyway, we'll see you on Tuesday. By the way, this is what it's been like every day since the last video, so hence why I've not been making videos. They've all been late days. But anyway, I digress. See you tomorrow. Tuesday morning, and we are at the tractor where Jack and I left it yesterday. Obviously been to the unit this morning and followed the boys down. I'm leaving my truck here, going out in the tractor because there's potential that I've got to cut a field tonight when the lads finish. So yeah, we're on site. I've got some hedge work to do, letting Maggie stretch her legs for a bit, and I'm going to run to the first site of the day to get grass cutting. Go play. He's back.
Good morning, sire.
You alright?
Yeah. No.
How's the summer been?
Hot.
And we've been busy?
Very big. Jesus Christ.
What do you think about that?
Well, that's £5 out of the wages, isn't it?
So as I head to the first site, the boys start cracking on with all of the hedge work in the car park. They also grab all of the areas around the hedges, making sure everything's nice and neat and tidy, finishing off with a nice little blow. And by the time they've done that, it's all nice and neat and tidy, and they can come and join me. Now, is this not the best looking bin lorry you have ever seen? Let me explain. So one of our sites had some visitors, how do I say it? They had some unauthorised campers on the field. So they left last night, so now this morning I've got to run round and grab all the rubbish that has been left before we can proceed to cut the field. I'm going to run around with a fast track, chuck the bags on the back of it, take it over to the bin store, and then we can start cracking on with cutting the field. But yeah, it's a shame. I understand that obviously they need places to go. However, if they could tidy up for themselves, it would make our jobs a lot easier. Anyway, let's get this sorted, then I can start cutting the grass. So as soon as the boys arrive and join me, they start getting all of their kit off, and then we can start all working together to get this site in shape, and it's going to be all hands on deck. All that action must have tired Maggie out because she slept the whole time. Anyway, we can now get on to the next site, get unloaded, and it all happens all over again. So Ash is doing all of the amenity areas on the Hustler and making sure all of the wide spaces that the tractor can't get are cut, and I am tackling the sports field in the tractor. Once that's all done, we can get collapsed up, get packed up, and you know the score, we head over to the next one. Now the next one's nice and easy, and I just start cracking on. It's basically an outfield around a cricket square and loads of areas around the outside, which Ash and Jack have started. Working together, we get through that acre counter and it is decreasing. It's looking fantastic, and now that's all done, we can head to the next one. So we're splitting up temporarily, and I'm going to head to my site and they're going to head to theirs. I'm over at my second to last one of the day. Technically my last one. However, I've got another field I need to catch up on later on. But this is the last job for the team for the day. The boys are going to be over here soon. They're just at a small parish, I guess roundabout. Cutting that at the moment, then they're going to be over shortly. I think we're recording temperatures of like 34 today, so I'm very aware of the tractor temperatures today, double and triple checking them all the time. The last thing we want to be doing is bursting a hydraulic hose or breaking the tractor. So anyway, Gonna get this mowed, it's around 15 acres. I'm just gonna get on with it. The camera needs charging and it keeps overheating. So I'll get on with it and tally up with you very shortly. But this seems like the first consistent week of heat we have had, so I'm hoping that the grass starts to stunt its growth, because it has been relentless this year. Let me know how you have coped with keeping on top of it. Be really interesting to know what part of the country you are and if you've been having an absolute battle like us as well. Anyway, let's get the PTO on and start cutting some grass. So this site's now all done. I've completed it in the tractor. The only thing left is for the lads to pop over and do some of the smaller areas and run round the boundaries where the tractor can't get. I'm on the way to the next job now, but before I go, I'm going to pop in and see behind the blades #1 fan, my mum. And she's currently getting her fencing done by the lads at TPI Fencing. If you're in Bedfordshire, give them a shout. And the boys at TPI are doing an absolutely fantastic job, so thank you very much for looking after my mum and dad. Anyway, the camera's got 5% on it now, but this is what I've got to do. It's one of our school fields that was hired out for a car park, so I'm going to have eyes like a hawk to make sure we're not mowing any naughty stuff. Ash has just rang me, the Hustler's got a flat tyre, so they're heading over to Jade's Tyres in Milton Keynes to get it repaired. And there we have it. I suppose it was an eventful Tuesday. Nonetheless, it's all done. I've now got to run the tractor back to the unit and we shall see you on... What day is it? What day is it? Wednesday. It's Wednesday! The lads have dropped me off at the tractor and we are on the way to the first site. Let's get over there and get cracking with it. Right, I'm heading to the next site. I've just had to walk around with the facilities manager. There's a few bits that's going to be added to the scope of works, and then I've had to relay that information to Ash as well, so we can start doing little bits now. Although it's not on the contract yet, we'll try and get ahead of ourselves for when the kids get back. Anyway, next up is one of my favourite sites in Milton Keynes. We are off to cut some football pitches. Let's go and get it. So there's two sides to this site, but there's loads of pitches and the boys start cracking on with all of the smaller areas. There's lots of work for everyone and Ash is running the boundary and we are all working together to get this side of the site completed first. I'm obviously running around in the tractor. I've started off with the boundaries and I'm now starting to put my stripes down and everything is looking very, very good in the sun indeed. So all of my work is now done. I'm going to head over to my next site and leave the boys. The boys have now got to go to a different site to me, which is a football centre, and they're just doing all the amenity areas around the pitch. But I head to a parish council where I've got to mow an 11v11 and get that marked. And when I get there, there's Lloyd's grounds maintenance. Now this is Brooke. He loves the camera. And this is Alfie. Alfie's #1 strimmer boy in all of UK. But anyway, after I have a catch up with the lads at Lloyd's Grounds Maintenance, I can get cracking mowing this cow field. Now, this was a monthly cut and they've now decided they want it weekly. Bloody hell, that's a bit hot. I'm going to have to let that cool down before I get off. Right, so you last saw me at one of our parish councils where Lloyd's Ground Maintenance was. They've just got the cemetery left. Brooke's a great lad, and yeah, we've been working together quite frequently of late, but everyone else is to call him Lloyd's Ground Maintenance.
Yeah, don't call me Pat, you don't know me like that, no.
Anyway, Ash and Jack went to one of our sports developments, didn't cut any of the pitches, they've just done all of the outside areas around the main facilities, and they're also gone to one of our facilities management contracts as well. Now I've just got to go do some really boring stuff. We've got some bits on the laptop to do, and we've also had a delivery that I need to sort out. So we shall be back at the unit with the boys bright and early on a Thursday. Been to the unit, sorted all the kit out, and we are now on site. However, we're not going to be able to mow this site because there is a skip missing the entrance. There is other bits we can get on with, however, we may as well just move on and come back. Is what it is. But anyway, on to the next one, I guess. Feels like a bit of a failure. Let's get to the next one. Now the next one, there's basically no grass, it's all hedge work. So I start with the perimeter hedging, and Ash and Jack get all of the internal hedging and any strimming done. Once that's done, we can do some of the areas that we've not been able to do in term time in quite a while.
Jackmans, as normal. Good old Jackmans.
Next site, let's go. And this is another parish council that is determined that monthly cuts are the way forward. So you can imagine the state of the field. Anyway, we start getting all of the kit off and getting ready to attack it. I'm on the strimmer, I get all the strimming done, and Ash gets started with the field. I think the hustler's on the higher site, but Maggie approves. Anyway, Jack's doing all of the smaller areas, and once that's done, we can run around and blow up, and then all we have to do is wait for Ash. Ash is having to go really slow on the hustler, not to churn a belt, because obviously the length is ridiculous. But once he's done that, we can head to the next site.
We didn't film it because we've got to get on. Big time.
Right, we are now at a new site. This is a new site to us. It's the first time we've ever cut it. It's part of a trust of schools that we already work with. There's lots of like little intricate areas in this bit where you can't get a ride on, so yeah, we're going to work our way through it and see how we get on. It is very hot, very hot. I'm already in the tractor making a good start with the fields. Now, as that was a new site, we had to concentrate and just get on. It's now Friday and the lads are at a large residential acreage site, and yeah, they start cracking on. Ash is on the hustler and Jack's doing all of the right bits. Now, I'm down at one of our stadium pitches and I start off with doing all the divot repairs and inspecting the pitch. I can see that the Praxi weed control is now taking full effect. Happy days. So let's get on with it and start with mowing it, I guess. So every week we have to divot repair this pitch. So we just use a divot fork. If there is any scarring, we'll put some divot mix in there with some seed. And yeah, this has had a fair few pre-season friendlies now, and we've really managed to keep on top of the divot. So I'm mega happy with how quick this pitch is bouncing back. It does have irrigation, which is 90% of the battle. But yeah, mega happy. Anyway, let's get Maggie on the mower and then get mowing. So with Maggie as co-pilot again, I can start with the Toro and start with all the boundary areas before I move on to the pitch and cut the goals as well. So now that all of the boundaries and the goals have been cut, it's given me a chance just to check that the cylinders are all cutting perfectly. I've set the height today at around 35mm. We have been cutting this at 28 to 30mm, but if this heat continues, we just want to protect the root system of the grass, so we've just brought that up a little bit just to help with any stress from the heat. So yeah, I'm happy with how the cylinders are cutting. Let's get cracking with it and get this pitch cut. As I said, we're going to cut it that way and then that way, so nice checkerboard stripe, and then we can get it trimmed, line marked, and just tidied around by all the dugouts and stuff like that. So let's get on with it. Whilst I'm cracking on with the first cut, the lads are now at Primark. That is stage 1 complete. So with the first cut done, the stripes are down and it is starting to look sensational. The fertiliser and weed control are definitely kicking in. Woohoo! So now we're going to cut it in the other direction. We're going to cross cut it. As I've been cutting it, I've been taking note of any areas that may need filling up with divot repair, but the pitch is looking really good. So I don't think there's going to be a lot to do after. Let's get cutting again. Second cut now all done and the checkerboard is looking fantastic. We've got stripes in every direction and we're nearly game ready. Just a couple of things left to do. So now I just need to run around with a strimmer, get all of around the goals and all the fence lines. And we also need to get it line marked. And with everything all sorted here, I can now crack on and move on to the crickets.
Shambles.
So we had the tiny robot on lease for, I don't know, I'd say about a good month. They let us borrow it for, and yeah, absolutely no dramas at all. Obviously, you know that we've used robots in the past. In that month we've had no signal outages. It's a lot quicker and things like that. So yeah, I would definitely recommend getting a demo from them and give it a go yourself. But I'm now on my way to put 2 11v11s in, and then I've got to go do all of our cricket maintenance after that. So yeah, everyone's busy. I've just spoke to Ash, they're getting on really well. Hopefully he's grabbing some good footage, and yeah, we'll see you at the next one. I spoke too soon. Second puncher of the week, this time on the right. Now Ash has run to Euros and grabbed a puncher repair kit. The lads are now done at Primark and they're at their last site of the day, which is a primary school. And I am doing some initial markouts at a school that's being used by a football club. Oh. Well, yesterday's crickets didn't go to plan. I managed to do 2 or 4 of them. The other 2 were on the same field basically, and Milton Keynes is really scared of unauthorised camping at the moment, so extra locks had been put on the gate and I hadn't been made aware or given a method of access. So I was there for about an hour trying to get on the field to complete the job, but just couldn't, so move on. Anyway, it's Saturday morning now, the lads are not in, I am in. I'm about an hour late. I could not get out of bed this morning. I tell you what, I feel like a train has hit me. I don't know whether it's like just the season catching up. I'm not sure. I definitely need to start trying to look after myself. I'm very much in the peak of it. Very, very, very long days. Most of the time either don't or forget to eat, so maybe this is a sign to slow down a little, but nonetheless I've got pitches to sort out this morning that need to be done. Tomorrow's probably going to be full of admin, so that'll be another day of work, and it is just continuous, and it's been like this since April. The season has been tough. Anyone out there that is in the industry knows that. The grass hasn't stopped. Normally we get a little bit of respite off whether the grass dies back or doesn't start or stops growing and doesn't need cutting or whatever, but just in terms of time, financially, it's been a lot tougher this year. Obviously if we're not out cutting grass, we're not burning fuel, and we've not got masses of overtime wage. But anyway, there's a few things brewing in the background that I'm not too keen to speak on in this video, but I do want to air my opinion on, so yeah, we shall see. We shall see. Anyway, I feel like I've just ended the video on a little bit of a moan, but I guess it is what it is, and it was good to be back moaning. I meant filming. I promise you I meant filming. But anyway, it's good to be back. Thank you so much for watching this video. Comment below how your week's been, how your season's going. Hit that subscribe button, and we shall see you next week.